to another edition of Neon Trash. You got Tommy the Hammer hanging out with BC. Tonight we're doing a double feature. It's going to be an international double feature. What have we got in store tonight, BC?
So for our international horror-themed double feature, I have the Japanese film The Snake Girl and the Silver-Haired Witch, and it is directed by Noriaki Yuasa.
That's going to be fucking awesome. But right after that one, we're going to be checking out this movie called Shiver. And this looks like it's going to be a Spanish language horror movie. Check out the trailer. Peep that shit, motherfuckers. We'll be right back.
This is like a children's horror movie, for sure. But at the same time, it's actually kind of terrifying. Like, if I saw this as a kid, it would traumatize me. Just like the back of this says. This actually, I think, surpassed my expectations. It had a real Gothic feel to it, but at the same time, it was still like distinctly Japanese. I could definitely see a lot of like the shadow work and the like ethereal, ghostly scenes, you know, becoming a big thing in the late 90s with J-horror. This was 1968.
I like the movie quite a bit. Immediately, I was reminded of the old black and white movie 13 Ghosts, because you've got a main character that comes into a imposing house, and it's filmed immensely imposing. I mean, there's a lot of dramatic camera angles, there's a lot of mood with the soundtrack. Well, as the movie unfolds, you're given more and more pieces to the story, and I was on board with a lot of it. Some of it I was just outright confused by. But at its core, I feel like this movie is a cult film. Like, this is a midnight movie. This is, as you were saying, Gothic horror.
The whole movie, we were just like, what the fuck is going on? And like, why are these things happening?
Yes.
And by the time you get to the final third, shit, that's when it goes off the rails, like you were saying. And like, this movie gets brutal. Like I said, like, this is led by a kid the whole time, and there are some like childish moments, so I feel like it could be directed towards kids.
Yeah.
But like, it gets like shockingly brutal towards the end.
They're fucking weird.
So yeah, I liked it a lot. I think I'm going to go with a very strong 8 out of 10.
Oh my god, yes. So when we first started watching it, I was thinking about my star count, and about 30 to 40 minutes into the movie, I thought this was a 10 out of a 10. But that's because the initial Gothic setup was so classic and so what I expect from that type of horror that I feel like it filled a need. But it eventually goes off into its own direction, and I don't mean that as a discredit to the film. I really don't. It's just, you have to be into it. And I am into it. I just feel like maybe if it stayed a little bit more on the rails, in terms of that classic Gothic horror, then maybe I would have been on board with it in its entirety. But I'm actually with you on that. Like, I lowered it from a 10 to about an 8. And that's saying something about a movie. If it's an 8 out of a 10, and in this case, I feel like there's room to grow. We're moving on to number 2. And like I said earlier, we're going to be checking out the Spanish language horror film Shiver. Check out the trailer. Peep that shit, motherfuckers. We'll be right back, guys. Alright, so we just got done watching the movie Shiver, and I gotta say, I feel like this movie was an immense disappointment. It was in my collection, and I knew at some point I wanted to cover it, but man, I did not know it was going to be this caliber of bland and bad. The movie Shiver kind of commits every single cinematic sin that it could possibly do, all within its relatively short runtime. It confuses its audience and ultimately presents a story that makes zero sense. You've got this young man who's supposedly a vampire, or maybe he's not a vampire.
Yeah, so he's sun-phobic, but people treat him like he's a vampire.
Yeah.
And that facilitates, like, everything.
Right, exactly. That's like the central focus of the movie. Then we shift our attention to this weird plot about, you know, a small town and a feral girl.
I don't, like, the movie could be trying to be a commentary on, I don't know, international relations. The girl is supposed to be a German girl. The movie could be trying to talk about mob mentality or treating people that are different than you know, poorly. It could be about all those things. And I think it's trying to be about all those things, but not in any coherent or meaningful or touching way whatsoever.
Yeah.
We both got duped by the production credits. It says that someone that produced Pan's Labyrinth and The Orphanage produced this. It says someone that starred in The Devil's Backbone stars in this. And it's not good.
This is definitely a lazy movie. Just about everyone involved felt like they were sleepwalking through the film. And, I mean, I don't know who's at fault here. Maybe it was the screenplay writer. Maybe it was the producers. Maybe it was the overall studio. Who the fuck knows? But at the end of the day, it was an immense waste of time and a bad way to cap off an otherwise pretty decent double feature, because that first movie we watched was damn good.
It was awesome.
This was the old fart on the Sunday cake here. Shiver gets... Oh, God, I was wrestling with this. 3.5, almost a 4 out of 10.
I've watched a lot of bad, specifically horror movie sequels lately. Like, atrocious. This was as irritating as those, because I don't want anyone else to get duped by this. It's bad. I'm gonna go a 2 out of 10.
Wow.
I'm doing it.
Damn. There are definitely much better Spanish language horror movies out there, without a doubt. This is not one of them. Avoid at all costs. I hope you've been informative. Until next time, tune in to Neon Motherfucking Trash, guys. Bye.